Hello everyone, welcome and thanks for joining. In this video, we're going over Intellia Therapeutics, stock symbol NTLA. We're here on their webpage, and yes, the clinical data recently announced indeed does indicate an opening of a new era in medicine. There is a lot to cover in this episode, so let's break down our key areas of interest. We will be keeping it simple and cover these 5 points to help us decide whether the company demonstrates qualities needed for long-term shareholder value. Firstly, a brief look at the company. Is it a simple business model that is easy to understand, and are they in a growing industry or niche? Do they have a durable competitive advantage that enables the company to be profitable long-term? Next, do their current technology and product range provide long-term value to society? For example, do their core products address chronic conditions that plague society? Then we move on to the management team, where we are looking for a melting pot of complementary skill sets, and these skills should be aligned with the company's goals. You also need your management to uphold corporate governance so they are accountable and honest about finances and problems at the earliest opportunity. Then lastly, we'll take a look at the core number performance. These are the areas I find most useful at helping me gauge good long-term performance. This video is a result of a lot of research, so I hope you find it helpful. So who are they? Founded in 2014 with their executive offices located in Massachusetts, they're a leading clinical stage genome editing company, and they develop therapeutics using a biological tool known as CRISPR-Cas9. This technology allows them to alter selected sequences of DNA, permanently editing or correcting disease-associated genes in the human body with a single treatment course. So the current strategy now is based around the CRISPR-Cas9 technology, which was invented by Jennifer Doudna and Emmanuel Charpentier. It came about through research looking at how bacteria combat viral infections. Many bacteria have an adaptive immune system in their cells called CRISPR, allowing them to detect and destroy viral DNA. Part of the system is a protein called Cas9, which seeks out, cuts, and destroys viral DNA in a specific manner. So now, as a genetic engineering technology, guide RNA is engineered and programmed to target specific DNA sequence. The guide RNA searches and precisely locates the targeted DNA sequence, and Cas9 cleaver cuts the strand at the target, ready for repair or replacement. Plant or animal cells can detect broken DNA and fix it. So by having the ability to introduce double-stranded breaks at precise locations, we can trigger cells to repair those breaks. So Intellia utilized a gene knockout approach to disable a specific TTR gene in the liver with CRISPR-Cas9 technology, potentially curing ATTR by stopping the accumulation of undesired TTR protein in the nerves and the heart, thereby halting and potentially reversing disease progression. They have a long-term goal to develop and commercialize CRISPR-Cas9 based therapeutics, focusing on indications with significant unmet medical needs based on key criteria. So what's their competitive advantage? So the recent rally can largely be attributed to the company's announcement of preclinical data demonstrating the safety and efficacy of in vivo genome editing. The drug candidate NTLA-2001 disables the TTR gene, which in this phase 1 trial reduced amyloid buildup by 87%. What makes this special is that current standard of care, consisting of weekly injections throughout a patient's life, achieves an 80% amyloid reduction. They have key candidates from their diversified pipeline programs targeting genetic diseases, including ATTR, which is co-developed with Regeneron Pharmaceuticals. They also have partnered programs developed in collaboration with Novartis focused on CAR T therapy, which is cutting-edge immunotherapy that uses specifically altered cells from the immune system to fight cancer in the blood. Also in collaboration with Novartis, there are 2 therapeutic candidates based on CRISPR-Cas9 editing, with phase 1 and 2 recruiting for treatment of sickle cell disease underway. As for competition, they are up against competitors developing therapies in various areas related to genome editing. In the immuno-oncology space, these companies include Allergen Therapeutics, Precision Biosciences, CRISPR Therapeutics, Selectis, and Editas Medicine. In large, Intellia are far out-resourced by their competitors, so when they get to commercialize their product portfolio, those candidates will be up against conventional drug therapies, gene therapies, and any new therapies that may become available in the future. If you are finding value from this so far, share your thoughts in the comments section so we can all learn together. Make sure to watch all the way through to get my opinion on where it's headed. Thank you. Let's carry on. Current global prevalence of ATTR is about 50,000 individuals. For these individuals, success of this drug candidate would be very valuable. However, the key takeaway here is the broader gene editing application, as once it's perfected, it can transform healthcare as we know it. So let's take a look at the management team, starting off with the employee mix. As of February 19, 2021, they had 312 full-time employees, 239 of whom were primarily engaged in research and development activities. Approximately 99 of these employees have an MD or PhD degree. In a rapidly evolving field, there is a lot of competition for highly talented personnel to take the company forward and remain competitive. So what's their attitude towards their employees? They are committed to pay equity, conducting comprehensive pay equity analysis on a semi-annual basis. Since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, Intellia claim to have taken additional steps to support employees in managing their work and personal responsibilities with a focus on employee well-being. As for their core numbers, they have no commercialized products yet, so the bulk of their revenue is from milestone payments under collaboration and license agreements with Regeneron and Novartis. Collaboration revenue increased by $14.9 million to $58 million during the year ended December 2020. So 3 good and not so good highlights. As you can see, we ended up with more than 3 not so good. So let's start with the positives. We have one-time treatment potential of their candidates, which could be both profitable and resource-sparing for the healthcare systems globally, and most importantly, be extremely valuable for the patients suffering from these conditions. Pipeline collaboration candidates are entering early phase clinical trials. For the not so good, their Nobel Prize co-founder has since left and co-founded biotech firm in the same space as Intellia. There are ethical issues around using this technology responsibly. There are a variety of viewpoints, so careful consideration and discussion of the risks and potential complications is needed. Price point of CRISPR-based candidates for sickle cell anemia that has had early success is still in the $1 million region per treatment. Lastly, because the lead programs are still in the preclinical or early clinical stage, we cannot estimate the actual amounts necessary to successfully complete and commercialize these candidates. To summarize, I think enthusiasm for a revolutionary approach to treating and curing disease is said to have upward pressure on the stock price of Intellia and similar companies. However, the road is long to commercialization, and Intellia is in a highly competitive space. So I would caution against investing on the promise of a viable marketable therapy. With that said, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.